Howdy, 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 all you cool cats and kittens. It's another winter, another frigid day here on Anti Tools Farm. We just got our first, I hope, our first iridium bar, and we're about to go give it away to the wizard. So that's what I'm up to. Berkeley, you're making that cash.
Making that cash money. Yeah, hopefully the wizard gives you something good. Or at least some friendship points. Yeah, welcome. This is Stardew Valley Tools Aren't Real Edition. We play Stardew Valley without using any tools. And that's what you're watching. We finished the community center about a month ago in-game. And now we're mostly working on making friends and making money. Just like real life.
That's right. Except I have my two friends in real life.
You're set on friends?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't need.
Well, I've got my 2 money, so I'm set on that. See, we got some more star fruit to harvest in the greenhouse. That's great. Oh, we've got some rare seeds to plant. Hey, Babarmo, welcome. How's everyone's week been so far? It's Tuesday, so 40% done with the work week already.
Wow. That's wild.
How's your week been, Jared?
Man, I started working full time at my internship, and it has been pretty busy. It's always tough to go into an environment where everybody there is super knowledgeable and you are not. It's intimidating, I guess, is one way to put it, but super fun at the same time. It's I don't know how to describe it, but you know when you like have, I guess, a concept of what something's going to be like, and then you go do it and it's completely different, but in a pleasant way.
Yeah.
I think that's been my experience. It's still challenging, but I think what I expected is that everybody would be like, oh, you need to know everything all the time. And they definitely want you to know things, but it's been surprisingly constructive. Everybody's focused on teaching and helping people figure out how to solve problems. That's not really the same. We're in school, like, oh, you didn't get this answer right. Well, sucks for you. At work, it's like, you didn't get this answer right. Let's work together on, why that might be, or, can you help me learn how to do this thing? So it's cool. It's very collaborative in a way I guess I didn't expect.
That's awesome. I'm glad that's been your experience. Yeah, that's what I've felt too at every new job and every team at every job that I've started. That, like, yeah, I thought I knew what the qualifications were, and maybe not so much qualifications. I thought I knew what the environment would be, and then it turns out that people are just like way nicer than I ever expect.
Yeah, for the most part, there are occasionally bad apples, but it seems like places with a good company culture kind of frighten or push those people away.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah, that's the hope. Yeah, with school, there's like this, it's not quite zero-sum mentality, but like your professors have an incentive to evaluate you more than they have an incentive to help you oftentimes.
Yeah.
I mean, most professors that I had were good people and were happy to help, but like that's not what they were paid to do.
Right.
Whereas at a job, like when one person is succeeding or failing, so is everyone else around them to a certain extent. Unless you have like a really crummy company culture where people are backstabbing each other to try to get promotions and stuff, then like everyone just is chill with the fact that everyone has slightly different backgrounds and We're all just going to try to put systems in place to make as many people as possible succeed.
Final grades posted today, by the way, for the semester. So I did in fact pass all my classes.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Somehow it's always a surprise, even though it shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like,
Yeah.
you know you're gonna pass your classes, but
I don't know if you do this, but for me, like my standards just kind of, or not standards, my expectations just, I kept lowering them deliberately over the last few weeks of the semester to like get out of doing extra work.
yeah,
It's like, well, I could put in a 70-hour week and get an A, or I could put in like a 40-hour work and get a B plus, or, and you know, you like start rationalizing.
yeah.
And then by the end, you end up doing better than you thought you would. Usually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it all comes down to like a kind of a curve. I don't know if I really think about it this way, but if you think about what you get if you put in maximum effort at the beginning and then slowly declining effort over time, like you're still better off putting in any effort than you would be if you put in none. So even though your effort goes down, like you still are in a good place, if that makes sense, from the beginning. I just realized that when I swing my sword, it makes me move a little bit, and swinging my sword doesn't cost me energy. I wonder if I could walk everywhere by swinging my sword.
Well, walking also doesn't cost energy in this game.
Okay.
Too bad. Hey, King Gecko, welcome.
I think in Harvest Moon, running took energy, and you could actually faint and like die. Not die, but you know, like
Brutal, man.
pass out and wake up in your bed sick. There's a lot of things that are better about this game.
Uh-huh. Speaking of games, I've been playing a new one. So we talked a ton about Assassin's Creed Odyssey when I played that.
Yeah.
I think that's still my all-time favorite game. But now I'm playing the one that came right before it, Assassin's Creed Origins. And I thought it was going to be like a worse version of Odyssey. And I guess it kind of is. But not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the things that I loved about Odyssey are also there. The combat's like not quite as clean and the plots aren't quite as interesting, but overall really good. Been fun getting back into Assassin's Creed.
That's awesome. It's kind of interesting, like going back in time in all sorts of game franchises, because a lot of times game franchises get worse over time. So, you know, at least that's what a lot of core players might think. So
interesting. Yeah, I haven't had enough experience with games to notice that. I feel like for me, the main thing that I've noticed is like just graphics and technology getting better, and then like also level design and mechanics. Seems like designers can usually kind of iterate on them between games.
yeah.
Like I think most games I would rather play the first one first and then the later ones later. But Origins is good enough. This is the Assassin's Creed game that takes place in ancient Egypt. And then there's also been like a lot more Roman stuff in it than I anticipated.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't really realize like how those were nations that interacted with each other.
Right.
And, like, yeah. Like you go to the city of Alexandria in the game and there's like statues of sphinxes right next to statues of Alexander the Great. It's like, oh yeah, I didn't realize that.
You know what I see when I see a statue of Alexander the Great, or what I say?
What do you say?
Oh, great. That was a low effort joke.
Sure was. What have you been playing?
I have been playing a couple things. So obviously Stardew Valley with you guys, but also kind of a, it's not really a sequel as much as it is like a test platform for a series that I like. It's called Arma Reforger. And Arma is like a military simulator game. You have these huge open worlds, generally ranging from dozens to, almost 200 square kilometers. And then you kind of build different missions, or you play multiplayer games or whatever within those maps. And it's military stuff, so of course it's kind of a first person shooter plus driving and flying planes and helicopters and all sorts of stuff like that. And the last main release was Arma 3, which was I think it was released in 2013 or 2014. So it's been out for almost 10 years now, if not more. And they recently released the test platform Reforger as a way to start testing new technology for the next main release in the series, which would be Arma 4. So I've been playing that a little bit, but it's kind of frustrating because it's not a very fully featured setup. So it's tough to find a lot to do if you don't like playing kind of fast-paced player versus player stuff, which I don't really like to do. So, I'm just waiting for the in-game AI systems to get better so they can drive cars and all that stuff. And I can create some of the scenarios that I was used to in Arma 3.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it is late at night, and I am
Are you in the skull
in the
cavern?
desert. Yep.
Whoa. That's fun.
It is kind of fun. I was hoping to get us some more treasures, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't know if we necessarily need treasures. I was thinking that iridium sprinklers might be a worthwhile investment, but I guess we've got our watering needs kind of met.
In the greenhouse we do, that would be helpful for in the spring when we can plant stuff outside the greenhouse.
Okay. Poor Pam had to wait until 1 a.m. to drive me home. Sorry.
How about the chat? What are you guys playing recently? I know a lot of people are redoing Breath of the Wild right now, getting excited for the next game.
That is true. I'm kind of on the fence about whether I should get it or not, It looks... I hope that it's as good as the trailers make it seem. Breath of the Wild was phenomenal. It's one of the few games I've played that makes me feel like I'm really on an adventure, So, Ooh, cutscene time. Marnie says, "Good morning, Jared. I came by to ask you a favor since you're such a kind neighbor. I have had these shorts in my house for like 10 years now. No one will get rid of them." She says, "You see, I'm trying to train my ghosts to say hello, but they simply won't pay attention to me unless I have their favorite treat, cave carrots. So, since I'm scared of the mines, I thought, well, maybe you would bring me a cave carrot when you have the chance. There's no pressure, but if you want to, just swing by my house between 9 a.m. and 8 p.m. with a cave carrot. You'll make an old girl very happy. Bye." We can probably do that for you, Marnie.
Yeah, we get lots of cave carrots.
Marnie also...
Megan in the chat.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Megan in the chat's playing Dreamlight Valley. Have you heard of that one?
I haven't. That sounds like Stardew Valley's later at night cousin.
Yeah, it's by Disney. I never played Kingdom Hearts, but it seems like it has similar vibes in that like you've got characters from all these different Disney IP all like crossed over in the same universe.
Yeah.
But it seems really Animal Crossing inspired, maybe a little bit Stardew Valley inspired as well. Yeah, it looks cool from what I've seen. I haven't played it yet.
That
But
sounds very cool. I got to play one of the Kingdom Hearts games. I think it was Kingdom Hearts 2 when I was a kid, and I remember it being really fun. So I, I'm a little jealous. I wish I could be having that fun. why why am I not having the most fun of anybody all the time?
okay, we got our first. I think this is our first ancient fruit. I'm torn between turning them into wine and making more seeds.
Our first ancient fruit?
Yeah.
I think we got to make more seeds.
Okay.
That's our end goal of production, right? Is those?
I think so. I mean, the star fruit is plenty profitable, but the nice thing about the ancient seeds is you just plant it once and then you get crops forever, as long as it's in
Okay.
the greenhouse. So yeah, I think starting with the full greenhouse full of star fruit like we have, and then like slowly converting that over to ancient fruit makes sense. Cool. I got 4 seeds from that.
We talked about trying to clear a path to Grandpa's shrine. Is that something we
Oh
still
yeah.
want to do?
Yeah, sure. We got plenty of money for bombs. I think that makes sense to do now. Yeah, if you haven't played Stardew Valley before, or haven't made it to year 3, the ghost of Grandpa, who gave you this farm, appears at the beginning of year 3 and like evaluates you on how well you've farmed, and maybe gives you a cool statue that gives you iridium every day.
Do you think we'll
So
get a good score?
I think we will. I mean, like doing no tools has kind of set us back, but it's based on like how much your pet likes you, how much the people in town like you, whether you finished the community center, which we did, your skills in like your level in every skill. Overall, we're pretty strong. Um, if we don't pass his test, then we can pay a diamond to the shrine to get reevaluated. Okay, but Barma says he's playing Rally Game on the Switch along with Goose Game. I love Untitled Goose Game. I don't know Rally Game though.
Might be a racing game like rally racing, which is like a type of racing where you don't have a race track. You're racing through streets and you have a driver and a navigator and you're like following a map on the fly.
I keep seeing videos of that on Reddit, of like a navigator in the race car. That seems like such a stressful job. I hate navigating just on normal roads.
Yeah. Yeah, that takes a certain breed of person to be that good with a map and also that fast with the directions.
Mm-hmm.
That would definitely stress me out. Okay, we have a path.
Nice, thanks. Oh, I wanted to tell you about a show I watched. Did you ever watch the Netflix Shadow and Bone show?
I watched part of the first episode and then I had to go do something and forgot to come back to it, which
Oh
is
no,
textbook me pretty much all the time. So
it's a pretty bad review.
no, it seemed interesting. I live a busy life. So a little bit, and it looks like a pretty interesting, serious kind of fantasy and magic setting. I guess fantasy and magic are that's a redundant phrase. Sorry.
Oh, Babarma says, yeah, Art of Rally is a racing game. Cool. I did everything I wanted to do in Mario Kart, so maybe I'm ready for a racing game on the Switch. Yeah, so Shadow and Bone is based on a book series by Lee Bardugo. She has this really cool universe where she has written like 4 or 5 different series that are all just 2 or 3 books each, and all stand alone on their own, but like they have some characters that cross over, so you can get more out of it if you read all of it, I guess. And what I think is really cool about them is they take place in like an early industrial revolution setting, but with magic. So you've got like magic users, but then you also have like the evils of capitalism and also guns and like kind of Al Capone feeling mobs, all like in the same world. And it's really cool. So the only ones I've read by her are her Six of Crows series, which is the second series that she wrote, and I think also the second chronologically. And then the first one that she wrote was called Shadow and Bone, and that the Netflix series is based on both of those, the Shadow and Bone and the Six of Crows. And season 1 was really, really good. They like interwove the 2 plot lines really well. They had to kind of go off script and add some stuff that wasn't in the books, but it was all really great and fit in with the lore of the world really well. So I loved it. Season 1 was amazing. Season 2 is out now, and it was less good, and I was just really sad the way that they botched it. Sorry, I'm trying to think if this is spoilery. I don't think so. They basically took like all the most emotional, rewarding plot points from the Six of Crows books and just like mashed them all together, out of order, out of context, and they all just kind of fell flat. And it made me not excited for whatever's going to come next, because now they've used all the best source material in a way that didn't pay off.
That's so silly, especially when you don't have to.
Yeah, right? So I don't know. I thought it was an interesting idea. Like, I think the popular opinion is if you're going to adapt books to a movie or TV show, you want to try to stick as close to the original plot as possible. I feel like it could have been good. Like, take all the best parts of Six of Crows and weave them into the Shadow and Bone plotline. I feel like you could have done that well, but they just didn't. They took all the best parts and
Wasted
I don't know.
them.
There was like, they didn't do the right emotional build up to things. I don't know. It was a cool idea, and it just didn't work at all. I feel like it was probably because of budgeting things or like being afraid that they wouldn't get renewed for a 3rd season. And Netflix is kind of famous right now for not renewing things that they should.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the writers were probably like competing with the business constraints and got forced into a tough spot. The actors are all phenomenal. I feel so bad for them that they gave such stellar performances and the script just was not good. And I'm bummed because there's other fantasy book series that I really want to see adapted as TV shows. And like with the Lord of the Rings show and this and Game of Thrones, it felt like there was just kind of building momentum for fantasy TV shows. The Witcher as well. But I don't know, it seems like they keep flopping.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get to see my Stormlight Archive show that I really want.
Berkeley, this reminds me of the age-old debate. Live action or animation?
Yeah, there's fantasy shows that I would love to see animated because I think that like it's cheaper to do it that way, and so you're more likely to get more things adapted that way. From what I've heard from authors that have pushed back against that is that live action tends to get a broader audience, and so it can like build the book's fan base more than like an animated show would. So
Yeah.
like animated is good for giving the people that are already fans of a book more content. But if your goal is to sell more books, then live action tends to do better at that. So I get why they do it. Sucks that art can get, or money can get in the way of art, but
yeah, interesting.
But Parma says anime hyphen shun.
There you go.
I got in a big debate a few weeks ago about whether claymation counted as animation, and I was saying that it didn't, and I was wrong because I googled it, and claymation literally stands for clay animation. So I felt pretty dumb after that. What's your take on animation versus live action?
Okay, I've talked about Red Rising before, and I think the biggest strength that animation has is that it can portray things that are hard to make look real in a really cool way. So if you think about the Avatar: The Last Airbender animated series, really good. Bending is cool. All the fight scenes are incredible. There's also some really, really beautiful moments that would just be hard to have done with CGI in a quality way. And if you look at M. Night Shyamalan's remake, what ended up happening was kind of a disaster. So, like, bending looked way better when it wasn't trying to look real, in my opinion. And so with Red Rising, I think it's going to be the same way. It's like a kind of a mid to far future setting, all sorts of fantastic technology, people of all different sizes. It's not really something that you can do easily. You can do it, right? Lord of the Rings movies did it, but they also had a huge budget and a ton of time to get it right. And so I feel like even just a decent animated series would do more justice if the writing is good to the source material than a poorly executed or low budget live action setup.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But a lot of people in the Red Rising subreddit don't agree. So I don't know. There's some people who really love live action out there, I guess. It ain't for me.
I wonder how much like the actors like play into this. Like, so if you're doing an animated show, you can get awesome voice actors that aren't gonna like distract from the story, but also maybe aren't like bringing in excited fans.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking of The Witcher, and also thinking of Dune. Oscar Isaac and Timothée Chalamet did so good in Dune, and like were great casts. And probably like attracted the attention of people who wouldn't have seen the movie otherwise. But then like if they hadn't had to worry about getting people that looked the right way, maybe they could have focused more energy on other things. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a tough call, I feel like, because I agree. I think that Dune is exactly what if the Red Rising series was adapted to live action film, it should be what Dune was. In my opinion, the Dune film was just so well done. It's funny, a lot of people think it was really slow, but if you're a fan for political intrigue like I am, then maybe you won't feel that way. I didn't.
Well, also, they stuck to the book and it ended up slow. So, in my opinion, so I think that was a source material problem.
Yeah,
maybe I shouldn't crap on Dune.
Well,
sorry, I don't want to make any enemies.
That's okay. Here's the thing. Love it or hate it, there is a lot going on in Dune that, especially in the book, is kind of hard to like care about because it's so firmly rooted in an alien society that just doesn't really mirror our own. So I think that that's a fair criticism. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a good comparison though between Dune and Red Rising. I think those could have really similar strengths if it gets the right budget. Also, well, also on the topic of like actors, I feel like the amount of like passion that Henry Cavill brought to The Witcher just really contributed a ton to the series. So maybe it's not fair for me to say that like the actors can be a distraction from the show when he clearly brought so much to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you've ever watched one of Netflix's many low budget films, there's definitely a case for actors being a distraction.
Mm-hmm. Chris Pratt and Mario.
I have not watched the Mario movie. Is it rough?
I haven't either. Well, okay. Have you watched Bob's Burgers?
A little bit, yeah. Probably 4 or 5 episodes.
Okay. You know Linda Belcher's like very northeast New England accent?
Yeah.
So, so when the first trailer came out that where Chris Pratt had like speaking lines in the trailer, someone took the lines that he said and animated Linda Belcher saying them, and they sounded identical. And so there's a lot of pushback saying like just get voice actors instead of making actors voice act, since they're bad at it. But the movie ended up getting good reviews, so I don't know if it ended up being an issue. But just from that trailer, his voice acting was horrendous and could have been detrimental to the movie.
Yeah. Did I get any new artifacts? I didn't. I really want to complete the museum.
We might be a little ways away from that.
Definitely.
Oh,
I
forgot
used
how
my
much
controller
memory I
one
hate
time to play an arcade game in this game, and now it vibrates every time I go through a door and scares me every time. Oh, I did get one thing to donate. Very
today.
cool.
Oh, nice.
All right. How many slots do we have left? It's looking like we're close to 30 items away. That's not so bad.
Yeah. And when you finish, there are a couple of empty slots left. I don't remember how many.
I wonder why that is. Was there like extra stuff planned that just didn't make it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that some people like to organize it in specific ways, and so maybe having a few extra spots gives you more freedom to like, you know, arrange things the way you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe he designed the room first and then designed the artifacts later and didn't want those to match up. Okay, I'm buying a bunch of
Krobus
hay.
just did something. What?
What did he do?
He opened a door into an area I've never been into before.
Ooh.
What is
Secret
this?
tunnel?
Yeah, it's like surrounded by water and it's all purple and there's maybe eggs. Don't know what those are. Kind of look like eggs though.
Yeah, I think there's some slimes to fight in there. I think there's also unique fish that you can only get there.
Ooh.
Man, I love it when I go to visit my sewer friend and he just like spits a door into the wall. It's the best.
It is a neat, unique experience. We'll put it that way. Ooh, tough bug. Not that tough.
Are you
though.
saying that bug is tough to fight, or was that the actual name of it?
I was saying it was tough to fight.
Okay.
I wish it was
cool.
called
I found a
tough
tough bug.
Okay,
Damn.
Berkeley, can I ask your opinion?
Yeah.
I do this thing every 2 weeks where I take like 7 to 11-year-olds and get them together and teach them a game or a life skill, or just have them run around and socialize with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I only have to plan like once every few. Oh, I found a dark talisman. It's covered in bug slime. Tasty. I only have to do it. I only have to plan it like once every few months, but my turn to plan is coming up very soon, and I was thinking about maybe taking them outside and having them find bugs and then draw them.
Ooh.
I'm a little concerned about the finding the bugs part, because I don't want somebody like grabbing a spider or something stupid like that.
I mean, as far as like stupid things that kids can do go, I feel like grabbing a spider is pretty harmless. I mean, depending on what spiders you have where you live, but
We do have some pretty gnarly spiders out here, but I don't think it's as bad as like a very deserty place.
yeah, that sounds like a great activity. I feel like kids would like that, and drawing nature is a great way to learn about nature.
Maybe I'll do it then. I did one where I had them like, those rubber balls that like bounce really well. I don't know what you guys called them. We called them bouncy balls, which is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And I gave them those, and then we like set up a bunch of tables and chairs and stuff, and they like built their own obstacle course that they had to bounce through into a cup, kind of like mini golf, but like more tactile. I don't know. And they had a blast with that. So
Nice.
Oh, Crobus, please don't tell anyone about me. Humans tend to destroy things they can't understand. Too real. Too real.
That's the plot of like 7 movies that I can think of just off the top of my head. Jared, I am building so many kegs right now. Scamble says super balls.
Super balls.
There's a old SNL skit about Happy Happy Fun Ball. And it was like back when SNL would do fake ads for things. And the ad was like 70% disclaimers about like things to not do with Happy Happy Fun Ball. Happy Happy Fun Ball. They started with like normal common sense safety things, and by the end they were saying like, do not taunt Happy Happy Fun Ball.
Oh man, SNL has some really great skits. They're one of those shows that I kind of forget about, and then when I remember, I have to go on a binge to watch like all the great ones that I remember.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I feel like my favorite ones were from when I was in high school, when they had Fred Armisen and Bill Hader. John Mulaney was a writer back then.
Kristen
Tina
Wiig.
Fey, Kristen Wiig, Amy Poehler.
Mm-hmm. Did you say Andy Samberg already?
I did not say Andy Samberg.
Bill Hader?
I did say Bill Hader.
Okay. That's a legendary cast right there. But I think everybody kind of likes the cast from when they were, I guess, first exposed to it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and like, it's kind of sad or unfortunate how you have the fondest memories for the people you've seen the longest, and that means that the new people don't really have a chance.
Yeah.
Like, some of the people on right now are really funny, but I don't like them as much as Fred Armisen because I've got those years of history with Fred.
Right.
And so then like the modern stuff always feels disappointing because you're comparing it to the stuff that you have that was funny and you have all the nostalgia for. But Barman says Woomba. Is that a skit?
Woomba, yeah. Look at our cool fish tank. All right, Berkeley.
Yes.
I'm just thinking about that fish in the cave, in the new area that just opened up, and I want to know if there is a fish in there. I tried fishing and I didn't get any bites, but then I got attacked by a bug, so I didn't get very far.
Yeah. Do you want me to come in and like spot you while you fish? Or should we
Um,
check the?
I'm looking on the wiki right now to see what's up.
Okay. Scamble says basomatic or basomatic.
Bass-o-matic.
Fred Armisen skit about a guy that can't finish a sentence. Fred Armisen has a stand-up special on, like a comedy special on, I think it's on Netflix, called Stand Up for Drummers. And it is hilarious. I highly recommend it. But his bit that he was doing was that, so he, in real life, he is a really good drummer. And he was, like, his whole set was kind of drummer oriented. And they had people testing audience members at the door, and you couldn't come into the performance unless you were like good enough as a drummer. Which I just think is
Wow.
really funny and bizarre.
Yeah, that is. Berkeley, where are you?
Oh, I'm just running around. Do you want me to come go to sleep?
I'm having a hard time falling asleep. I was worried about you.
Oh.
So, there's a book that my family reads every year on Christmas Eve, and it's called The Night Before Christmas by Richard Scarry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a kid's book. It's illustrated. And essentially it's about a pig, an anthropomorphized pig in a town full of anthropomorphized animals going to help Santa. And through a series of mishaps and blunders, Santa ends up going out a day before he's supposed to. And when he gets to the pig's house, he gets trapped in the pig's chimney because the pig built a closet out of his chimney and like blocked it off. And we've done the same thing with our fish tank. So,
oh, yep. Santa won't be coming this year.
Someday when we move it, we're going to find Santa's skeleton.
Jeez. That escalated quickly. Jared, I forgot to feed our animals yesterday, and now some of them are mad at me.
That's okay. Unlike Harvest Moon, they can't die, so...
That's true. They can stop yielding. That's almost worse.
Look at this beautiful statue. Whoa. I pulled an egg out of the statue. I didn't know you could do that. Now I have an egg to make mayonnaise with. Okay, here's a gross thought.
Oh boy.
Well,
Can't wait.
okay, so you can ferment fruit into liquor.
Mm-hmm.
And you can ferment some other things into liquor too. It's just gross. Could you make egg liquor?
Ugh. Yuck. Jeez Louise, I hope not.
Chat, is egg liquor a real thing? Tell us.
Yeah, I would be very curious to learn more about like the actual chemistry behind fermentation and like what it is. I know yeast can be involved, but maybe it doesn't have to be.
I think it just comes down to like bacteria eating sugar and turning it into alcohol, but I don't really know the details either.
So if you King Gecko eggnog, there you go.
Oh yeah, I should have thought of that one. But that's not fermented eggs, is it? It's like
I don't know how that's made. Well, I was gonna say like if you need sugar, then you would need to mix sugar into the egg, and that sounds like what eggnog is.
yeah. Okay, that's a fair point. That is a fair point.
Not a very pleasant one, but
Fair in the judicial sense. Speaking of the judicial sense,
what?
how do y'all feel
Why?
about high-level corruption?
I feel like there's too much of it, man.
Thomas Clarence has not been a good boy.
Supreme
Is it
Court
Clarence
Chief
Thomas?
Justice.
I don't actually know which name is the first name.
Well, he's got two first names. That's the problem. I think if you have two first names, and this is coming from someone with two last names, you people can just use whichever one they want. That's the rules.
That's the law.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we used to try to not get political on this stream, but our Supreme Court Chief Justice has been like openly taking bribes for a long time, or I guess not openly. He's been quietly taking bribes for a long time, and now it's in the open. And all 9 justices got together to say, actually, Supreme Court, we don't need ethics oversight. That was the part that baffled me. The fact that there's a corrupt judge, that makes sense. The fact that all 9 judges got together to say that
It's fine.
it's fine.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Because then they don't even care about appearances. Like,
Yep.
even if all 9 were corrupt, wouldn't they want to still say that they're against corruption?
Right?
It feels like a pretty obvious stance to take. And it feels like there's nothing we can do about it. And I don't like situations where it doesn't feel like there's anything we can do about it.
It's time for guillotines.
I don't think you were allowed to say that, actually.
The channel gets abruptly cut off air. Oh well.
One of my favorite parts about Reddit culture is that for all of their Wild Westiness, they do take it pretty seriously that they don't permit advocating violence.
True.
And so anytime, like, you know, like when Donald Trump got COVID, people would be in the comments saying, Reddit rules disallow me from saying what I'm thinking right now. And everyone just knows what that means. But Barman says, par for the course, given the Supreme Court is owned by corporations. Sure looks like it.
Yeah. Well, money is not speech. And that is a fundamental flaw in the way our government currently handles political donations. Anyways.
I just want to go back to when I was 8 watching Schoolhouse Rock and learning about all the cool things that governments did to not be corrupt and believing that those things happened.
Yeah.
You know, I just miss that. On to happier things. Did you play Jedi Fallen Order?
I have not. I almost bought it when it was on sale. Unless that was the new one that just came out. There's one that just came
Jedi
out.
Survivor just came out.
Okay.
The sequel, yeah. I liked the first game a lot. I haven't gotten the second one yet. I've heard there's been like performance issues for a lot of people, so I'm kind of glad I'm not getting it right away. Hopefully they get some bug fixes out and spruce it up a bit. But the people I know who've played it really enjoyed it. Cool combat system, cool story, cool characters. Good for Star Wars. But Barma says slime jack fish tacos. Are you doing something with fish?
I am trying to catch the secret slimy fish, and I'm currently getting beat up by bugs.
Oh, sorry. I told you I'd come spot you.
That's
I'm
okay.
on my
I thought
way.
I found a way that I wouldn't need it, but didn't work. I did just find a bowl of algae soup that fell out of a guy. Let's eat it. It didn't kill me. Great.
Falling out of a guy is the funniest way you could have said that. Oh no, I'm not allowed in the secret tunnel.
Really?
It says there's some kind of force field blocking your path.
Oh, maybe you have to talk to Krobus?
Maybe.
Ah, the bug.
Oh, did you buy the star drop from Krobus?
I don't remember what that is, so probably not.
There's like 12 of them in the game, and they permanently increase your health or your energy or both.
Oh, I don't know. The only one I remember is the one in the mine, so
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Well, Krobus sells one for 20,000 gold if you want
Let's take a
it.
look at my. Is there a way to see how many star drops I've eaten?
I don't know if there is.
I love that our cooking menu shows literally one thing that we've cooked, and it's a fried egg.
Yeah, we should probably get on that
Oh man.
at some point. I've never been good at cooking in this game. I like things simple. So learning recipes and collecting ingredients, I'm not into that. I just like catching fish and selling them.
That's a way to live. I'm being eaten by another bug. Do you think you would ever leave your house if head-sized insects were flying around attacking people?
Bro. I mean, my gut reaction is no, but on the other hand, I feel like humans get used to almost
It
anything.
would just be normalized.
Yeah, at some point it's like, yeah, that's the bugs. I
Them's
mean,
the
I already go
breaks.
outside and there's like a burning ball of gas that tries to give me cancer every time I step outside. So, it's all relative.
That's true.
I have to walk on special concrete lines to not get hit by the large metal masses flying down the street.
Powered by explosions, fueled
Yep.
by the decomposed remains of dead dinosaurs and algae.
Babarma says there's flying cockroaches in Arizona. I have never seen a cockroach outside of a zoo, and I would love to keep it that way.
Oh man. I followed the oddly terrifying subreddit,
Mm-hmm.
and you can like raise different types of cockroaches, of course, because there's all sorts of types of bugs. But some people breed cockroaches as like a business, and then they sell them to people to feed their pets, like pet frogs or snakes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody posted a box full of these cockroaches crawling all over each other, and it was a kind of a gross visual, but I had the sound on my phone on, and it was like a weird movie sound effect, like full of skittering bug sound that I did not expect would actually happen in real life.
Huh.
It was very disconcerting, which is why I did well on that subreddit.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm making so many kegs. This is great. Not to toot my own horn, but we're gonna make so much money
Berkeley, we need
from
to
these
get
kegs.
ourselves some pinstripe suits to match our hats so we can be full-on bootleggers.
That is a great idea. Yeah, you can make clothes at Emily's house with her sewing machine.
Maybe that will be my new quest after I catch all the fish. Die
Obama
bug.
says the skittering bug sound is for real.
Should I give the Statue of Uncertainty money? No, I shouldn't. The statue just looks like a very plump dog. Does Krobus sells stuff, but does he sell different stuff or does he have a fixed inventory?
Some of it rotates. He's got a few big ticket items that are fixed. He sells the Scepter of Returning, which is 2 million gold. I think 2 million, maybe it's 200,000. And it just will teleport you to your farm whenever you want. So that one's convenient for late game. I think we are really going to benefit from the golden clock. That's the one that the wizard sells for 10 million, and it makes it so that weeds and other detritus don't grow on your farm anymore.
Yeah.
So we can like just bomb everything and be done with it instead of like constantly fighting this losing battle against the wilderness.
Yeah. Yeah, but you were telling me recently, I don't remember if this is on the stream or not, but there is a way to protect your paths. So remember when we built all those stone paths, chat?
Mm-hmm.
There's some remnants over here. Maybe it was wood, I don't remember. But these paths, they all got grown over and broken up. But if you plant, I've heard that if you plant grass around them, that will never happen. Because the
Yeah.
grass will act as a layer to protect.
Megan in the chat told me that IRL, and yeah, we should try that sometime. I don't think you can grow the grass starter that you need during winter, so maybe we can try that in spring.
Yeah.
29,000 gold. I love this.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, we sold a 9 gold star fruit and 14 silver star fruit.
That might be more money than we made in our first month, actually.
It might be, yeah. Pretty nice. Okay, I just want to check. I think we're about at time, but I want to check how much money we've made total. We've made 1.2 million gold total.
Dang.
That's wonderful. Yeah, we are on our way to the first obelisk, unless you want to go for the golden clock first.
That's as the brains of this operation. I think that's up to you.
Okay. I feel like the golden clock's going to be more useful for us.
It sounds cooler.
It is like 5 times more money, but I think that's okay. But yeah, anytime we have an opportunity to spend money to like make more money, we will do that. So I'm not trying to not spend money. We're just only spending it on things that will make more money.
Are all these little guys, are these all ancient seeds?
No, these ones down here are starfruit.
Oh, these are starfruit. Okay.
These four, I keep using my mouse as if you can see it. You can. These four are ancient fruit.
I can see it, Berkeley.
These 3 and this guy. So once these are all fully grown, we'll have 4 ancient fruit bushes.
Okay.
I think these ones are the gem berries, that are also really profitable, but they don't replenish the way the ancient fruit does. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Fun to chat with you all. We'll be back next week for more anti-toolery. If you want to follow us on our socials, we've got a link tree that's linked in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube, or in our About section if you're on Twitch. And that's where you can find our YouTube and our Twitch and our Instagram, so that you can get updates about when we're going to stream.
And then you too can think about egg liquor live with us on air.
Yep. Anything you want to say to the people?
Oh, man. Use your local library, and don't forget to donate to good causes that will help your community in a grassroots way, because that's the key to a thriving society.
Nice. Those are good words. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.